everybody. My name is Alisha Nicole Jackson. Welcome to my channel. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I had to upload a video, guys, because first off, I love uploading videos. I love helping everybody. And second off, I feel like I haven't posted a gym video in forever. And these videos were one of the many reasons that people came to my channel. So I want to keep these going. I upload hair content, fitness content, talking. I just share my wisdom and tips because I not only want to be the best version of myself, but I want to help you guys achieve that too. Okay, honey. So what you're watching and witnessing me do right now is stretch. But this is leg day, this is lower body day, and I'm in bulking season, honey. So all that means is I'm eating at a caloric surplus and I'm working out a little harder, okay? I'm back with my trainer Omar, who helped me in my first bulking season. Since I worked with him, I've gained 15 pounds in the right places. You could go back to my older videos, honey, where I was 115 pounds trying to put on the weight, and now it's sticking, okay? And that's what we love over here, okay? We love when the weight is sticking to the right places. But I am going to attempt to go up in weight. So that is what the bulking is about. All right. Okay. So before I work out, here I am smiling. I'm very happy to be here, clearly. But before I work out, what I like to do is stretch because you need to. Especially if you have a job where you sit all day. Like if you're sitting right now and you have not stretched this week, honey, I suggest getting up stretch right now. You can stretch in your room. You can do these stretches I'm doing. But just make sure that you're moving your body, okay? Because that's really important. Okay, you want to move it. We can't lose it. So get up, move around, stretch, touch your toes, do what you need to do. This is a really important part of working out, especially lower body. And I train like crazy. Today's workout was insane, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. When I called my trainer, Omar, who gave me this workout, I literally heard it. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, I could do this. This is nothing. And as soon as I got to the gym, it kicked in. I'm like, holy, you know the word. How am I going to do this? Funny enough, because I do legs twice a week. I hit legs twice a week, and then I have an upper body day. Also, shout out to upper body day. I don't post it on here, but you should be doing an upper body day, everybody, especially if you want the illusion of an hourglass shape. This is big on social media right now, okay? They're in a big war, the gym girls, talking about how it's possible to get an hourglass shape in the gym, right? I've talked about hip dips before. No, you can't change the illusion of, your hip, your bone structure, but you could do different things, right? You could build your outer quads. You could try to get more fat in your upper glutes or around the area to fill it in as much as possible. But back to upper body day, all I'm saying is that in this big debate of an hourglass shape, upper body day is extremely necessary, okay? Because that small waist, right, is essential in creating that illusion, right? Dropping that weight for that small waist, okay? So what you want to do in that particular situation, you want to make sure that your stomach is nice and toned as much as possible, okay? And you are working your back and your back muscles to create that illusion as well as your shoulders. So do not forget about upper body day. I know you guys have not seen me do one, but I promise I do it, okay? I wouldn't say it if I didn't. All right, I definitely do upper body. Here, guys, I probably went to go grab a weight if I'm not mistaken, because we're about to get into this workout shortly. It was a crazy day, okay? I was in there struggling. And the funny thing is, this day specifically, I debated like whether or not I was going to go to the gym. I was like, I'm so tired, right? So I literally got up. I was on my way, and then I had a headache. I'm like, what the hell is this? So then I come all the way back home. I lay down, and I'm feeling better. And then I'm kind of just laying there. I'm not feeling good. It's just been a long week. I've been around a lot of people, so I'm naturally just kind of drained when I'm around a lot of people. That's just how it is for me personally. And so I lay down for about an hour or two. And then I realized, look, you're not going to go to sleep. Let's get up and hit the gym. Because the thing about the gym is you have to stay consistent. That's me getting a 55-pound weight. you have to stay consistent, guys, because if you fall in that trap of you'll do it tomorrow, you won't, sweetie. I promise you. So I got up and I came my tail self here, and here I am. Okay. What I'm doing now is I'm just activating my glutes. I like to do this beforehand. You don't have to do this. So just a couple of fire hydrants just to start me off. Nothing too crazy. I like to do 5 to 10 reps on each side. And then what you'll see me doing is like just side step squatting or side lunges, whichever you like to call it, in a minute here, just to activate the glutes. This is really good, especially if you notice when you do workouts specifically for the glutes or that target the glutes as well, they don't go there. You're like, dang, like my quads are eating up the whole workout. That's for quads and glutes. Then this is really good. It literally only takes 2 seconds. I think I had something on me. But it literally only takes 2 seconds. So right now I'm doing a side step squat. And then I'm going to shortly start the workout because we're going to get to it. But yeah, y'all, I'm like, I have to come in today. Because as soon as you start I'll go tomorrow, you just don't end up going. And it goes downhill from there. So I got my tail self up. I went and did this hard workout that I was going to try to procrastinate until today, All right, first, right? You saw me with that heavy weight. It looks heavy. That's why I'm laughing, because I'm like, wow, I got to do this. All right, so first we're going to do glute bridges, all right? So you grab that dumbbell, okay? You put it right above your hips a bit, right? Kind of on your quads, and you want to basically thrust your hips up and come down. Okay, for the glute bridges, you're going to do 10, 10, 15, 8. All right, that's the repetition today for everything. 10, 10, 15, 8. Okay, I typically do like hip thrusts with the Smith machine, or I do calf glute bridges with the Smith machine, but my trainer told me just regular glute bridges, so I did them as such. These are awesome. Anytime I do these, I just try to squeeze at the top. But what I noticed is when I was in, first off, that weight was super heavy. I'm not gonna lie, guys, it was heavy. So I wanted to keep it on my legs and run it through, like just keep going with them, because I knew when I took it down, I have to put it back up. So I'm like, no. One of the best parts about doing workouts without the Smith machine is you get to focus more on the form. And I think that's why I like doing RDLs with a barbell. Today you're going to see me doing with a dumbbell because it's just been easier for me personally. But because you could focus more on the form, I find that when you use the Smith machine, it's great for when you have to lift very heavy. But other than that, I feel like I'm not as focused on what I'm doing in the form of it. Baby, I'm laid out. I told you it was heavy, y'all. I was tired. But I feel like I'm not as focused on the form as when I have like free weights, right? When I'm using a dumbbell, when I'm using a barbell, I have to focus a little more and I have that mind muscle connection versus having the Smith machine assist me and I'm just throwing the heavy weight around. You know what I mean? Trying to get it done. Even though you can still have the mind muscle connection there, I feel like it's just easier to do it with a barbell and free weights because, with you kind of gotta, it's just easier because the assistance isn't there. With the Smith machine, you gotta kind of push yourself. That's what I'm trying to say. So the next exercise we're gonna go into, see, that was fast, honey. I was trying to get that off me, okay? Is RDLs with the dumbbell. So I never thought to do RDLs with a dumbbell in my life, guys, until I saw a fitness influencer do them. She did a superset. So that's basically 2 exercises back to back. So she did an RDL into a squat, which I've done a couple times on here, which was an awesome workout. I love her stuff. I got to tag her in the video. She's amazing. She looks gorgeous. And she puts out great content. But she did this with the dumbbell, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is so genius. So I tried it and I'm like, wow, why do I feel like my form is better than when I do it, like I said, on a Smith machine or with a barbell? It's even better. I feel like I could focus even more on that mind muscle connection, on my glutes, on how I'm moving. So what I started doing was I started doing my RDLs with a dumbbell instead because I feel like it helps me focus better. And unless my trainer says anything specific, I just modify it for what I want. Now, if he said RDLs with the barbell, the Smith machine, honey, you would see me there. But since he didn't specify, I'm like, let me use that dumbbell, the heavy 55-pound dumbbell I use to just thrust my hips upward for glute bridges, and let me use that for RDL. So for this, it's the same thing. You're going to do 10, 10, 15, 8, okay? And I would suggest, if you are having problems with the form for RDLs, if you are struggling, right, try with the barbell or try with the dumbbell, right? And the suggestion would be go lighter just to get the form down, and then increase the weight, right? Because if you're doing the proper form, it's going to target the area. You're going to see more of a difference versus not doing the form right and you're just lifting heavy, right? So that would be super important. I love RDLs. I literally think I do RDLs every video. In some way, shape, or form. They're awesome, guys. So make sure that you're doing your RDLs, okay? Okay? Okay. And today I had on an all blue fit down to the Stanley, okay? I love the color blue. I think baby blue is more my favorite, but I was rocking with this. One of my favorite parts about the gym is the outfits. I get to dress cute and, dress up for the gym. I don't go out a lot, especially in this season. Guys, as well, I've been saying that September to December, September 1st, today, and I'm dropping the video today on the 1st, but whenever you watch the video, whatever works for you, this is going to be the great lock-in. That's what everybody is calling it. So those goals that you had at the beginning of the year, it's not too late to achieve those goals, guys. Just lock in now to the end of the year to get them done. I'm locking in, and what that looks like to me is bulking, right? Studying, saving, stacking, looking at what I said I was going to do at the beginning of the year and actually completing it, right? Because the summer is more of a season for relaxation. I feel like it's more of a season to have fun. It's more of a season to be outside. If you are in a colder climate place, now unless you like playing, being outside in the snow, now you have no choice but to be inside, right? You go outside too much, right? You don't want to get sick. So now's a great time to lock in and achieve those goals, guys, because the new year's right around the corner. So I'm definitely looking at my goals like, what haven't I done yet? Like, we need to get this done, honey, because my goal for me is just to look up and see progress, right? Slow motion is better than no motion. So yeah, guys, we're about to finish these out. There we go. Big mama. Big mama. Okay. All right. That's a good angle. I look good. All right. So. Da 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 da. Oh my goodness. Okay. So. That's me fixing the camera. So these are. I know what they are. I don't know why I did the long pause like that. Uh, but these are leg extensions, and my trainer thought of the brilliant idea. You feel me? Because he is a brilliant man. He helped me bulk up from 115 to 130. Shout out to Omar again. I talk about him in most of my videos, and he just don't know. I'm sending good vibes his way, but he was like, okay, so for the leg extensions, right, you're going to give me 4 sets. And each set, you have to do each individual leg and do a set where your legs are together, okay? So that's left leg 10, right leg 10, together 10. Left leg 10, right leg 10, together 10. Left leg 15, right leg 15, together 15. Left leg 8, right leg 8, together 8. Right? He was like, oh my goodness, you're gonna do this. And you guys, it was hard as hell. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know if this looks like maybe the first set, the first rep, whatever it was, honey. I was over it. But I think that using these machines and doing movements that are isolated just for one side, right, doing unilateral movements, is a really, really great way to build muscle, right? So I am all for using the machine and only focusing on one leg for that machine, right? Obviously you do the other leg too, right? But I think that's brilliant. Did I feel like doing it? I don't know if you could tell. I didn't. I'm not really excited, but I'm like, you know what? Anything Omar like gives me to do, I'm gonna do. And as much as I love training myself, doing my own workouts, right, maintaining what he helped me build, right, I love going to him for workouts because it's always something different. Like during the week, like I said, I have another leg day, and I was on the Stairmaster. He's like, get on the Stairmaster with the plate. Honey, I feel like I was training for the military. I've never sweated so much, but it was a brilliant workout and a way to push myself. And I never would have thought, hey, like, get on the Stairmaster and grab a plate while you're walking up the Stairmaster. So he makes really good workouts. And I feel like sometimes that's why it is good to go to a trainer, right? You could watch these videos for motivation, inspiration. You could go to the gym and do them too while I'm talking, while I'm yapping, listen to them like a podcast. I say that all the time. But sometimes it's good to get a personal trainer because of the simple fact that that personal trainer can give you different workouts and keep it fun and spice it up. So, if you're like just bored, they offer personal trainers typically at most gym facilities. So, you could always ask and see. But sometimes those little activities, like him having me do the Stairmaster the other day with the plate, like I was in the military at the end of a workout. After it was light day and I was like leg pressing 215 pounds or 220 pounds on a light day, and then I get on a Stairmaster with the plate. That was actually the highlight of my week because I had something new to challenge myself. You know what I mean? So I'm super grateful for Omar, and I'm grateful that he mixes up the workouts. And if you gotta do that with yourself, that's perfect. Mix up your workouts and find something that keeps you interested, because the gym can be boring, and sometimes discipline is boring. Continuously showing up is boring sometimes. Even me setting up my camera, I'm like, oh, sometimes I'm like, oh my goodness, yes. And sometimes I'm like, oh my god, you feel me? I just want to be with with myself, with my thoughts off camera. But it's about discipline and consistency. So yeah, y'all. And then for this one, I don't believe I showed the whole thing because it took a while. Obviously, one set I'm doing my left, right leg, and then both. But for this same thing, 10, 10, 15, 8, the difference is you're not just doing your legs together, you're doing them individually and together, and that's one set. Okay? But yeah, I love the leg extension. This is one of my OG go-tos. And this is great to build your quads as well, especially mentioning that hourglass shape, right? You create the illusion of the hourglass shape by having bigger quads, especially outer quads. So this is good for that, y'all. I love Planet Fitness down, okay? As y'all could tell. I know somebody like, dang, this is her favorite gym, honey. Yes, favorite and only, okay? Only. Only. All right. Next, honey. You see, I'm getting right into it. This leg press. For this, same thing, 10, 10, 15, 8. The difference is for this, you're going to do high and low, okay? So one set is literally you doing high, feet placement high on the leg press, and then feet placement low on the leg press. I talk about the leg press all the time and how the different positions on the leg press target different areas of your legs and glutes. And you should be able to feel that when you are doing the actual exercise, right? Certain areas are going to be felt more than others just based on where you place your feet. So for the leg press specifically, I had to move them a little bit because it was not like letting me, you feel me, do what I needed to do to get where I needed to be. But for the leg press specifically, I start at 180 now, which is so crazy because I feel like if you go back to my old videos, I had to work my way to 180, guys, and now I'm starting at 180. I'm gonna clap it up for the progress, okay? I'm starting at 180, right? And then typically, like this was heavy lifting day, so I'm finishing without the sled at 270, right? So basically, with my legs, I'm lifting with the sled probably like 300 pounds. My legs are strong as hell. They're super strong, honey. I'm a superhero, okay? I can do anything, and you can too, okay? So it's crazy. You can watch my older videos. You know, I work my way up to 180, and I'm starting at 180 and finishing at almost 300. It takes time, right? My first bulking season, I had to work my way up to this, and now I'm lifting heavier. So I think this bulking season will be interesting for a couple of reasons. One, because I'm stronger, right? So I'm interested to see how my body changes now that I'm lifting heavier, because heavier weight um, grows your glutes, okay? All right, it grows your glutes, it grows your legs, right? So in my mind, if I'm lifting heavier, I should make even more progress, right? Two, I know how I'm supposed to eat, right? And I talk about that in my guide. I have a game guide in the bio. That was one of the hardest things for me, but I give suggestions. I give the app I use. I give tips for how to reach, or how I reach my caloric goal. But now I know how to eat. So I'm like, okay, like it should be easier in that aspect. And now, since I have a basis of how to eat and what I need to do, I can implement, add, and remove different options. So that's really good. And then the last thing is, now that I'm activating my glutes before workouts, it's gonna be interesting to see how my glutes change in the process. So I'm really excited about this time around bulking. I feel like I'm coming with a lot more knowledge, a lot more wisdom. With the same trainer who knows what he's doing, and then me just trusting myself more and being able to throw around heavier weight, which is always awesome. And it's so crazy. Now I'm at the point where, like, I have 3 plates on there. My mind is always, in the future, because I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm going to be lifting heavy as hell. Like, where do I go from there? Here, how do I add more weight? You know what I mean? So, it'll be interesting if I do eventually have to switch gyms, just because I need heavier weights. But y'all, I'm getting up there and I'm really excited about it. I think it's so crazy that sometimes we can't see our own progress. And I feel like I'm getting better with that. It took me years to get to this point. I've been working out for 5 years. Next year will make 6. It's hard to believe it's almost 2026 already, y'all. That's crazy. It's almost 2026. But I'm really proud of all my progress and everything I've done. I always spoke into existence. I'm like, between year 5 and 8, I'm like, that's when, you see the most progress. Your body gets nice, or nicer, excuse me. And then the girls that I see between 5 and 8, they get thicker. You feel me? So this is my year 5. I can't wait to see where I'll be within the next couple of years, because it really can only go up from here. So I'm super grateful and super blessed, and I'm excited, and I'm here to share this journey with y'all. You guys get to watch me transform. I transform my hair, I transform my body. I'm transforming my life. I'm giving helpful tips and tricks, and yeah, y'all, you're just along for the ride. As you can see, I'm throwing this weight around. Just make sure with these you're slow and controlled. Don't lock your knees at the top, guys. And slow and steady wins the race. The deeper you go, the better. And honestly, you can go deeper on something like the leg press. That just involves more stretching than the type of stretching that you do, right? But for this one, I did not show the whole thing, because I know you guys have a life, okay? So just remember 10, 10, 15, 8, okay? That is the rep count for each set, and you're doing 4, okay? The last is 8, the first is 10, right? And then for these ones, you're doing high and low as well, okay? So 10 high, 10 low, 10 high, 10 low, 15 high, 15 low, 8 high, 8 low, okay? And this is a new Planet Fitness. I think I'm gonna be back at my old location that I was at for a little bit. Um, I had to leave because I was having issues over there with somebody that worked there, and recording. I was running into problems when they started working there. But I've talked to the manager and everything, so prayers up for me that I could go back to that one because I love that Planet Fitness. I know everybody over there. They're all my homies. I know they miss me because I miss them. But this one is cool. Everybody's nice here too. And people mind their business. And honestly, when you ask for help, they help you. So that's always cool, right? Okay, y'all. We winding down with these, honey. Alrighty. Let's get it. Alright. So next. Um now I do something called one leg push downs. My trainer incorporates these into the workout, and I enjoy doing them. Another variation of these would be single legs on the leg press would be a good one. But these work great for me, right? So basically, the assisted pull up machine, you just literally put your leg on there and you push the weight down. And the heavier the better, right? So I think I had 80 or 90 for this one. It was like a little lagged or something. I don't know. Hey, friend, I don't know who that is. But this one was like lagging and it was hard. It was a little rusty. It needed some WD-40. Is that what they call it? So, I'm like, oh my goodness. This is going slow. So it was harder to do this one because I'm like, Lord, can I push it down? What's going on? Okay. But I got through it, right? So for these, this is a unilateral movement, meaning you're working on your left and your right leg opposed to both at the same time, the individual parts of your body. So for this one, it's 10, 10, 15, 8 as well. And you want to do something challenging because I know this looks easy, y'all, but I promise you it wasn't. It was heavy. I think I did 80 or 90 pounds. My heaviest on this is probably 100, 120. But it went well. I love doing these. And then I like being able to look out the window at what's going on. It's super relaxing. So, yeah. But this was a good night at the gym. Typically, Sundays, it's not a lot of people. It's emptier on Sundays, I would say, than any other night. So it's one of my favorite nights to come to the gym to work out because ain't nobody there. Even during the day on Sundays, people are not there. Saturday, this gym is popping, honey. It's like the club. I think I came one Saturday ago. See you guys. I don't know what was going on. It was rough. I think I used my hands to help me push it down, or either I fixed the weight, one or the other. But yeah, I went here one Saturday. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is like the club, baby. It's popping. So after that, I was like, okay, maybe I'll try Sundays. But the thing is, it's only a couple of gyms that are, open late in 24 hours. So taking that into consideration, you have kids who can go out and sometimes they're like, okay, I just want to go to the gym. And I wish I had that outlet when I was younger. I never thought about the gym when I was younger, but that would have been a great way to get out the house and socialize. My only thing with the gym, with YouTube, with everything I'm doing, is I wish I would have started earlier. And follow me, on my Instagram, guys, and my TikTok. I post inspirational, motivational, truthful videos on there as well. And my Instagram is very light, very good, very happy, just really, really good vibes over there. But I wish when I was younger and I was a teenager, I would have known about the gym because, honey, I would have been here on Saturday nights. I didn't go out a lot when I was younger either. So this would have been a great way to spend my energy. And then you get to start early, and I would have figured out what I liked, So no regrets though. I'm super grateful. But typically when it's packed, it's a lot of younger kids because they're like, I can't go to the club, but I could go to the gym. So that's pretty cool. And shout out to the parents who let their kids go to the gym, and support them in that capacity. I think that's pretty cool. It's crazy to think, y'all, I'm gonna have kids one day. I was like, oh my goodness. I'm just enjoying my time to myself right now, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm enjoying my season of just worried about me, focused on me. being single and things of that nature. You know, enjoying my peace. Okay, guys, this is the last exercise. Okay, this is the leg curl machine. Now, my trainer wanted me to do the one where I lay down on my tummy and I kick the pad to my butt. However, they didn't have that one. That one's so rare to find, right? But I know where they have it, but I couldn't go there because they closed. They're not open. It was late. So I got on the regular leg curl machine, and for this one's the same thing. 10, 10, 15, 8. You know what's so funny? I got on here and I was so shocked at how strong my legs are. Um, because leg curls are nothing to mess with. I remember when I first started doing leg curls, it was so hard, but now I'm throwing back the weight so effortlessly, and I guess it makes sense if I'm lifting 300 pounds, right? Um, but to be fair, I'm just like, oh my goodness, um, it was just so easy. So I was shocked. I kept having to make it harder for myself. But now, my trainer didn't say do what I did on the leg extension on here, so I didn't even think to do that. I wasn't about to do that twice, okay? And what I mean is I wasn't about to do a unilateral movement where I did left then right then together again, honey. I want to be able to walk. But who knows? My trainer might have me do that next time. I was on the Stairmaster with a plate, so like I was in the military. So you never know, right? It just depends on the day. I'm about to call him now or in a minute and be like, hey, can I get a workout for this week? So we'll see what happens. But to finish it off, I just had to do leg curls. You guys can also do kickbacks. I do kickbacks and fire hydrants every single night. And yeah, I do those basically every single night. You can do those a couple times a week when you're at home. Those have helped people I know too when I suggest that. They're like, oh my goodness, I see a difference. I'm like, I know because I did too. That's why I suggested that and put that out there. If you guys are looking to make gains in your lower body, I would highly suggest buying my gain guide. It's a great beginning guide. It's a great starting guide. It gives you 2 days of workouts, basically splits you into 2 lower body days. It gives you the app to use, how to track your calories, some things I eat, some snacks I eat. Because to be honest, y'all, the hardest part for a lot of people isn't this, it's food. Okay, breaking that cycle of eating unhealthy food is hard, especially when you're busy. Honey, a Popeye's chicken sandwich is good. I get it. You want to stop and go get it. Me too. Okay? And I have my cheat days. I got my time. Okay? But the thing is, you have to balance it out. And a lot of people don't know how to find that balance until they have to. Right? So, I would definitely suggest buying my guide because I talk about how I incorporate protein. When I first started, I'm like, how am I going to eat all these calories and this protein? And now I do it very easily, right? And it's a time thing. You got to be on it. The thing about the gym is it makes you disciplined in every other area of your life. Like, you're going to succeed. If you can continue in the gym without seeing results right away, waiting on long-term gratification versus short-term, you're going to win in every other area because you're not going to stop until you see what you want to see, right? And that's deep, right? That goes to manifestation, to visualizing, to everything. If you have a vision in your head, oh baby, I had a vision asleep. I'm tired. If you had a vision in your head, you don't stop until you see that vision. You don't stop until you see those results. And I may have been delusional because when I was 115 pounds, I thought I looked like this now, but it worked and I manifested those results, okay? But this is the last workout, guys. 10, 10, 15, 8. You guys have a great week. You guys are amazing. Do great things. Follow the workout. Let me know how it goes. And leave a comment what you want to see next. Bye.